Welcome, one and all, back to vidIQ for your weekly dose of channel audits. If you are brand new here, let me explain briefly what happens. You join us in our learning, lecture, educational hall, whatever you want to call it, and you share your YouTube channels, be a little bit vulnerable, a little exposed, for us as educators to infuse you with knowledge, wisdom, passion, and motivation to start your channels to the next level. I am your host, Mr. Rob Wilson, the YouTuber in residence here at vidIQ, where we are creator obsessed. It is episode 37 of 2022, which means that it is episode null of vidIQ lifetime live streams, because I cannot remember every time we do this. We're into the hundreds at this point. We've audited thousands of channels, and I could not do this without my regular gaggle of co-hosts. Introducing first, he is our Wednesday video channel video reviews host. He'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. He's also a gaming expert, and he has been with me for hundreds of live streams at this point. It is Dan, the man. And he brings with himself sound effects and eyebrow raising. Dan, welcome to the live stream as always. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. Looking forward to another session with all of our community. Introducing next. I'll just give him 15 seconds in 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo! What's up, people? What's going on? It is so good for your boy Viper to be here today. I just want to take a quick moment and thank all of you in the community and everybody at vidIQ, because today happens to be my 1-year anniversary working with vidIQ. So I just had to jump on here and be a part of this. So thank you to everybody in the community. Thank you to Rob, Dan, and the team at vidIQ. It's been a pleasure working with you all the past year. But today, let's get these channel audits done. Let's go.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Viper. Like, in a word, how would you describe your year at vidIQ?
Exciting.
Exciting. All right.
Yeah.
You said that in a not very exciting way. A juxtaposition of a description there. But welcome, Viper. I'm happy to have you on board as always. We are going to introduce now a special guest. What happens is that we plug this person into YouTube for a year. He downloads everything from YouTube, and it becomes our secret weapon. And we wheel him out maybe once a year, maybe sometimes 2 times a year. He is the vidIQ Max. How do I put this? The vidIQ Max Knowledge Bomb Master expert, and he is the only person in this company who knows what I'm talking about when I refer to football, not gridiron. It is Alexi. Welcome back, Alexi. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, Viper, congratulations, by the way. I didn't know that it's your 1-year anniversary. It feels like you've been here forever, or it's just maybe it's just because you're the kind of guy who's like well connected. You know, like Travis likes to say, you are the most famous person nobody knows about. No, that's not. But you know, you're like very much in the community, like at the top there. But yeah, awesome to hear that Viper is celebrating. And yeah, Rob, thank you for the introduction. Like you said, I'm part of the vidIQ Max coaching team. I'm not the only one. Our community obviously knows Jeffrey and Travis. And today I'm just going to pitch in and hopefully provide a little bit of value for you guys.
Yeah, it's always great to get new and fresh perspectives, Alexia, and I'm sure you'll have plenty to offer us. I always like to start off these live streams with a quick question as you all settle into your seats. And it's a very simple question this week. I want to ask you, what has been your big win on YouTube in terms of subscribers? How many subscribers did you gain on your channel in the last week? Let us know in the comments. I will share our numbers here at vidIQ. We gained 5,200 subscribers, which is actually down 10% week on week. We're putting it down to seasonal changes. So instead of blaming the algorithm, we understand that a lot of our community are maybe going to education institutions as well. So they're back to school. They don't have as much time to watch YouTube right now. And so, we're in a bit of a lull period, but that's perfectly fine as long as we understand that it's not YouTube's fault. It's the patterns of our audience. So I'm just going to bring up some random people on the chat here. We've got 103 subscribers from Koi Fish Gaming, 350 last week using shorts. Well done, Trust Lim there. We've got 330 from Gross Out G. English with Al gained 10 subscribers. Shop Time with Drew, 85 subscribers. We've got 116 subscribers gained there by Carolina Love. And this, that one just disappeared. He had a really interesting channel there. There we are. Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast with 43 subscribers there. I'm guessing, is that American football, fantasy football that's going on there?
Yeah.
Since the season just kicked off. I know I said like I'm a big football fan, but I did watch some American football this weekend. Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati.
Yep.
Man, there were some really, really terrible field goals going on there. Like, how many chances did they have to win each team? Exciting stuff for once. And Dashing Trader gained the most ever, 328%, 222 subs to 409. So you increase your channel by, you doubled your channel size and had a phenomenal week. So well done to you. There's always success going on here in the channel audits. And it is our mission during this live stream to share our experiences, our knowledge, our constructive criticism with your channels. And this is how it works over a 60-second explain. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using the link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of this stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. Our final pieces of housekeeping are as follows. We get around about 1,000 channel submissions every single week, and unfortunately we can't audit every single channel. But it's not really about auditing one particular person's channel so that they get views and subscribers. That's not what we're here for. It is a collective conversation about many of the YouTube fundamentals that creators find challenging, be it channel focus, thumbnails, titles, etc., etc. So if you are able to do so, bring up a second screen with your channel. And as we're talking about a gaming channel that has title issues or a beauty channel that is lacking channel focus, it may apply to your channel irrespective of your topic. So please do bear that in mind. And that's all I've got to say. So Viper, Dan, Alexi, if you've got nothing further to add, shall we audit our first channel? All righty. So this is the first channel that's submitted in the forms that are in the video description. Please do keep filling them out. We will be picking channels later on. And I want to start this audit with Viper. And then I'll let Alexi chime in afterwards. So Dan, I can hold you back for our first gaming channel that we audit. So we're looking first at Untitled Noah. Dan's gone. Good stuff. And this channel wants to get 1% better every day. They're approaching 50 subscribers. So yeah, Viper, just your first thoughts on the channel, impressions. What do you think the channel's about? Am I in the right place as a viewer? What do the thumbnails look like? Am I getting a good vibe of what I'm getting from this channel instantly? Your thoughts, please.
Can you scroll down a little bit so I can see the second wall title? There we go. Okay. All right. So we got a mixture of long and short. We got the Russian sleep experiment. We got how to manage your time wisely. So I'm the first thing I'm trying to do is figure out why or what the getting better 1% every day has to do within the banner. Is that related to the viewer getting better 1% every day, or the creator themselves getting better 1%? They don't really clarify that. So that leaves me, the viewer, to have to go look through the content to see exactly what's going on here. And it looks like they're trying to provide value for the viewer themselves to get better 1% every day. But some of this stuff is kind of all over the place. Like, you got how to pick simple habits. You got the Andrew Tate's Hustlers University. What is that? Leave your friends now before it's too late. Things that you will have, things that will have you fresh and clean. I don't know. I get what they're trying to do. I just feel like the execution could be a little bit better. And the thumbnail, they're okay, but they definitely can use a little work as well. So I think this particular creator just needs to figure out how to better execute on what their mission statement is, because it seems like they're a little bit jumpy and twitchy with it so far.
What if I propose to you, Viper, that this channel is 5 months into their YouTube journey? They're 25, 30 videos into their YouTube journey. Could you understand maybe that they haven't quite nailed down a channel focus? The thumbnails are a work in progress. Do you think they're probably where they should be at this point?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right for a new creator. Obviously, when you're first starting out, you don't know what you want to do, or you don't know how to go about doing it, but that's why they're here. They're here to get our feedback and for us to tell them or give them an idea of where to take the channel. So my thought is, I need you to figure out how to better focus your channel, because I can see the underpinnings of a foundation of what you want to do, but it's just not quite there yet. But again, you're only 5 months into it, so you got some time.
All righty, Alexi, let's bring you in. You've had a couple of minutes to observe the thumbnails, the titles. Anything jumping out here, good or bad?
Well, yeah, the red text jumps out, but not in a good way. I don't like red on thumbnails all that much. It kind of also looks a little bit, maybe that's because we're zoomed in, but like a little bit blurry. So it's not very sharp. And yeah, like in general, if I look at this, I think that the titles actually, yeah, they are well written to some extent. Like The Real Truth About Andrew Tate. Yeah, that's a video. Like that's a good title. And the creator tried to jump on a trending keyword here, Andrew Tate. But in terms of thumbnails, so if you keep your title style the same, but you focus on improving your thumbnails, you don't have to be like a Photoshop wizard, but just learn a little bit like what colors work well together. Obviously, red and this toxic green color, they definitely create contrast, but it's not the type of contrast you want to create to appear, I guess, professional or clickable, desirable. So, but with that said, I do commend this creator for just, putting themselves out there. They're like showing themselves on camera. They're trying different things. I think that the value proposition, it's kind of like in this productivity getting better area. And I think that, if this creator continues doing this for a while, like they could like look back at their channel and they could make a ton of progress, basically, is what I'm saying. I think just keep at it and keep improving just a little bit. Thumbnails is the first thing I'd start improving.
I wonder if is I'm not sure how else to phrase this, but a credibility question. Like this person is saying that they want to try and help people get better 1%. But when I look at this creator, they're fairly young. They're not really telling us of their success in life, like they have 2 degrees or they have a very well-paying job. And that's because they haven't had the opportunity to reach those goals yet. And I'm wondering if this could be pitched a little bit more at who the specific target audience is. And I'm thinking it might be somebody who's still in high school. They haven't gone to college yet, but they're really interested in how to become better at productivity as a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old. And I say that because I saw one down here. This video down here, motivation from an 11-year-old. Now, I'm assuming that's not them. Maybe that's a friend of theirs, but that had a specific target audience in mind. And I'm just wondering if some people have come across these productivity videos, looking at the thumbnails and the creator in them, but they're not going to maybe see the credibility that they want. But for viewers of a similar age, then I think they could appeal to audience. Do you think collectively as a group here, that's something to consider, or am I being a little critical on the fact that they haven't got life experience and I'm holding it against them? What do you think?
No, you're not. You're not the only one. Potential viewer to the channel, they need that proof of concept. And if you can't provide that, then why should they trust you? Because as we all know, getting people to come back to your content and just getting them to watch your whole video through is all about a level of trust that you establish with that viewer. Can they trust what you as the creator is saying to them? If they can't trust that, or if they don't feel that, you're gonna have a hard time.
This one, for example, 5 side hustles, money-making apps. Because I see you in a thumbnail, I think, oh, you look, I may be wrong here, but you look 14 to 16. And so I need to see some validation here that you've made like thousands of dollars. And I think, oh, as a 14 to 16-year-old who's made thousands of dollars, now I'm really invested. But I don't see that in the pitch. I think that could be an opportunity to add more credibility to your content.
So, Rob, let me jump in here just real quick. I think that when I look at this channel, I don't look at it like, oh, so you need to succeed with your next video, or you need to be credible in your next video. I see this as a channel that started at the perfect time in their life on YouTube, like 14 years old. Great, like kudos to you. Yes, these videos are maybe not super credible, but I think that, if this creator just keeps at it, and even if this creator sticks to this niche for the foreseeable future, like 6 months to a year, maybe longer, they will get better. They will get the reps in, just being a creator on YouTube. And they will look back at this whole experience, not as I wasted my time talking about productivity when I was 14 years old. They will look back at it from a perspective of, like I started early enough on YouTube. And now that I'm 18 years old, I'm crushing it because, I've got 4 years ahead of everyone else. So I think this creator just should keep going, invest in themselves, in their channel, and not obsessed so much about the views right now. I think hopefully they're not like super focused on just views and subscribers here, but I think they just started at the right age here.
And I apologize, Noah, if I am misaging you. I'm just judging it purely on the thumbnails here. But that is Untitled Noah. And we assume, that if we come back in 6 months, you will be 180% better than you were today. And you'll be, approaching 1,000 subscribers and getting hundreds of views per video. All right, Dan, I appreciate you are a coiled spring ready to unleash your gaming knowledge here. And you are going to do it with our first gaming channel that submitted. They call themselves the Reverse Clan. They have 150 subscribers, established in 2021, according to the channel banner. Again, first impressions, am I in the right place if I want to play Fall Guys or Fortnite or Mario Odyssey or several other games?
If you wanted to play all of those games, I'd say, yeah, this is a place you could certainly hang out. I'm trying to get the full scope of all the different things they're doing right now. They're getting some pretty decent views on some of their shorts from a few days ago.
Yep.
These two at the top here, the Fall Guys one and the Maximum Moons and Mario. I think, let's check this out. So it's just Fall Guys funny moments. If you've played Fall Guys, easy enough to understand.
It's pushing people off the platform.
Successfully, too. They're very passive. They don't really
they
care.
are. They're not fighting back, anyway.
So I think stuff like that is nice and simple, easy to understand, gets people to stop scrolling. I think in seeing channels like this that submit, where they're just kind of doing shorts and they're trying a lot of different things, I always have to ask myself, like, what is their goal? Like, what's their drive? What's their motivation? Because we give the advice all the time that, like, the best gaming channels we've seen are ones that have a very clear focus on a particular audience. And I think they're playing games that have some crossover here. Like, I don't know about Mario Odyssey, but I think Fall Guys and Fortnite kind of live in the same kind of bubble a little bit. Just that, like, Battle Royale style, cartoony looking game.
Sure, yeah.
So there could be something there. Let's see. So yeah, this Mario Odyssey one's been very successful from a month ago. And yeah, 1,000 max moonstones. So I guess the question would be, like, okay, so, like, is your channel going to be, when you pivot to long form content, if that's what you want to do, is your channel going to be about getting the maximum of things in games like that? You can only go so far with Mario Odyssey until it's finished, right? So maybe there's other Nintendo games that you can get, like, you can 100% and maybe you're the person that shows what it's like when you 100% games, or maybe it's just funny moments in Fall Guys and Fortnite and stuff like that. Like, I think shorts wise, it's going to be scattershot. You're going to get like a lot of views sometimes on some of your shorts. They'll take off. But when you're asking us like, hey, how do I grow? And we kind of interpret that as like, well, you want to build an audience. So far, I'm not seeing anything on this channel that's going to help build that audience, that consistent group of people that wants to continue watching your videos over and over. And that audience that's out there for your videos to kind of reach out to, those new viewers who might like this. Like, because I don't know what this is, if we're talking about like, okay, what kind of content do you want to make? It's too many things, I think, all at once.
I'm just looking at the history of a channel. I can see, Dan, like a month ago, they had that breakout video with Mario, and it feels as if they found a viral moment for their channel, and they keep going back to that Mario Odyssey well, which is, you know, as you might do, you're trying to double down on your best content. And whenever they do Mario Odyssey, you know, 8,000 views, 600 views. That one didn't do quite as well. Neither did that one, but that one got 1,500 views. It's like the Mario Odyssey content feels like a bit of an anomaly, but it's also the most successful content on the channel. And does that mean that they should think about the through line of this Mario Odyssey stuff, which is reaching the maximum or unlocking everything in a game, and then being able to transfer that through line to other content?
I would expect Kirby would be like a good one. It's a bit newer, and you know, there's things you can get in that game that would help you make like a 100% video. We're only latching onto the 100% concept because I think that would be the easiest way to pivot. Mario Odyssey is an old game now, so there's not a lot of tips and tricks and stuff you can give people on a game that old. Like, you can only show off some impressive things, some glitches, some interesting things. And I think at a point that well runs dry.
Quick thoughts on thumbnails, the non-shorts ones.
Attempts have been made in certain ones. Like I like the one with the big balloon on it. That's, you know, with the little arrow and a circle kind of pointing. Like this obscure thing. You kind of have to click on the video to see what the heck that is. I think that's a good concept. I think execution on some of these other ones is a bit questionable. Like, it's hard to tell what you're trying to communicate. And when I'm left to kind of think really hard about the thumbnail and or the title, I'm probably not going to click. So that's another thing. And I think overall, this creator just needs to have some time on YouTube. They need to practice. They need to keep doing what they're doing, but look to improve a little bit each time. Because these older thumbnails here, where it's almost the same exact thumbnail every single time, it doesn't really tell us anything. So they went from this to some of the ones we've seen now with better execution. So they're not staying stagnant. They are trying things. They're trying to improve. And yeah, for only 5 months, you know, I think there's some very promising things we're seeing, both in terms of views and the thumbnails as well.
Alexi, Viper, anything to add here, or are we good to move on?
I think we're good.
All right, that is Reverse Clan there, our first gaming channel. We're going to go from gaming to cooking. And this is cooking with Anadi. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly there. You are at 5,000 subscribers. So congratulations on establishing an audience here. And whose channel was this that was pre-picked? Remind me.
This is me.
All right then, Alexi. So introduce us to this channel and your general thoughts.
So the first kind of impression is that the banner has a lot going in it. Lots of different fonts, lots of information. You kind of get the idea that it's about cooking, and you don't have to look too much further down. You see the thumbnails immediately. So it's about food. But yeah, to make this channel just appear a little bit more professional, I'd scale down on the information in the banner. Not sure
if it was stuff that you're going to drop, what would that be?
Yeah, social media, for example. You're already linking to those in the bottom right. The website is kind of also squeezed there in between. The thing is, like cooking with Anadi, mentioning it once again in the banner, you're wasting an opportunity. New videos every week. Yeah, you can mention that, but it doesn't have to be that big. And you're trying to advertise the website here. You need to work on some kind of a slogan here, and like that really summarizes the value proposition. Because here's the thing: what makes your channel different from every other cooking channel that's out there? You've had some success. You had some good videos. If we sort by most popular, there are some videos with tens of thousands of views.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've done some stuff right, and a certain type of content is performing for you, like air fryer stuff. So yeah, if you told us, for example, you're gonna focus on air frying recipes, that would be like an angle. Or if it's junk food, quote unquote, that you can do at home, that would be an angle, right? But right now, I'm not getting like a clear vision. Like, what is the channel? What's your specialty, right? Maybe it's the Indian food, but again, put it in the banner. So that's kind of my thought. That's my first impression, really. Because other than that, it's pretty standard stuff. Thumbnails are pretty much what you would expect in that niche. I watched the most recent video. They are even sponsored. So
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. I think they're doing pretty well already.
Let's talk about the thumbnails a little bit here. So just from a fundamentals point of view, I'm seeing that the creator is making sure that the thumbnails are relatively simple, and the star of their content is the food. That's all I'm going to present to you as a creator. This is the food I'm going to make. Is it enough to click on? There's one or two occasions where they have some text here. They've also got the logo in the top right-hand corner. I'm not sure if that's really required. But when you asked me to sort by most popular, Alexi, what I did notice was, I think especially this thumbnail, it just seems to leap out of the screen at me. Like there's a real nice contrast between the cheese and the pepperoni, and then the white plate and the the granite tabletop. Whereas the most recent ones, the colors seem a little bit more muted, or the tabletop is it has too much going on.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I was about to say something similar. I don't know what camera they're using to take these thumbnails, but whatever camera you're using, especially if you're using a smartphone camera, most of them have something called portrait mode. And for those of y'all who are not familiar, what portrait mode will allow for is that it will take the subject that is in the foreground and make it pop and blur the background. And I think that's something that this person might want to try for their more recent thumbnails, because as you said, Rob, they're just not popping the way that the ones from a year ago are popping. Like,
if I just highlight here, I feel as if in terms of the thumbnails, there are certain ones that are just like 10, 20% better. I feel as if it's almost the tabletop that makes the biggest difference. And that I don't know if that affects the lighting in some way, but or the plate that you're using, but these ones in particular, to me, jump out with a little more quality and style.
They look like they're in a more professional setting.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And I think they pop off the table more because it's not that checkered or floral pattern. And you would think that wouldn't matter too much, but I think it's making a huge difference. I think like that blue tablecloth is like sucking a lot of the reds out of the thumbnail. You know what I mean? So that definitely, I think, a very simple change for them to make. And portrait mode's also a really good idea too.
And then I have a question on titles. Some are very search driven, how to make a Starbucks caramel ribbon crunch drink down here. And then, are these brownie cookies the best cookies you'll ever eat? Which do you think is a better approach here? Like trying to evoke an emotional response to the taste of the food, or just the very formulaic, let's get this at the top of the search rankings. I'm going to show you how to do this in this video.
So just from seeing other cooking channels, I can say that searchability is not, keywords do matter, but just don't get me wrong, people. When I say keywords, I'm not saying like how to, and then you start keyword optimizing. Like the videos that perform well, they will say something like, all you need is one egg to make this tasty pie or apple pie, right? So you definitely need to get that curiosity going. Like, again, I don't know, my simplest advice would be look at what's working for bigger channels that are kind of doing the same style, because it's almost like this niche has established itself. It's defined. You click on it, you can expect 14 or 20 different subtitles in different languages. Like, it's a very almost formulaic at this point. So yeah, just play by the rules that are already established in this niche.
I gotta say, there's two videos at the top there that I saw. I don't know if you guys noticed this. One's about making your own McDonald's breakfast bagel sandwich.
Yeah.
And one's about making your own Starbucks.
I noticed that. Yeah, that's an interesting, unique perspective, isn't it? Making well-known brands at home with the ingredients.
I think those videos have the potential to get way more views if you do one thing differently, and that is make the thumbnail a side-by-side of a Starbucks drink and your drink, and a McDonald's sandwich and your sandwich. Like, I want you taking your sandwich to the camera and the McDonald's one, and I want to see the McDonald's logo. You know what I mean? Like, those recognizable things, because without reading the title, I know what you're doing. You're teaching me how to make this at home. I don't even need to see the title if you make the thumbnail, you know, from that perspective.
Good point.
Yeah, good point. Final note I had on the titles. All of them are long, because you can see that they're getting the 3 dots, meaning they're cut off. And then you lose context in some of these. For example, should you really be making hard-boiled eggs in? It's like the crucial information there is not being displayed. I think the actual title is in the air fryer, but I can't see an air fryer in the thumbnail. So, is it there in the bottom right-hand corner? Yeah, it took a while to decode that. Because to me, that looks like a hi-fi
pager.
or a pager. Yeah, it doesn't look like an air fryer. So I feel as if I'm losing a lot of the explanation there in the thumbnail and the title. So there's plenty of, I think there's plenty of good things going on here, cooking with it and Adi. I think you got like the fundamentals right. It's like the execution of the thumbnails. How should you title things? You've got some interesting concepts here. Can you leverage them a little bit more? This is all promising stuff. We just want to try and help you get to the next level with your content. So let's, go ahead, Dan.
Move on to a really quick side discussion.
All right, then. Let's do this. I like side discussions.
I saw something really interesting from Reverse Clan. I don't know if they're still here, but we were auditing their channel a minute ago, and they had this Mario video, right, that we saw, oh, this 100% Mario Odyssey video is really interesting. And their response to us was, the thing is 100% of, 100% in games is hard to do. It would take so long. The reason I bring this up is because I feel like in this case, that's kind of the point. Like, it takes a long time, and that's why people want to see more of it. And I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. This doesn't always work for everything, but I think like Ryan Trahan crossing America on a penny, that sounds really hard to do. That's why we all watched, that was the whole point, So I think when you have an opportunity, and I'm not saying that this is the direction of your channel, like it or not, you know what I mean? What other difficult things that might take you a little bit to do would make for great YouTube content, because that's when you just do the bare minimum, which is just play the game. For example, we see Let's Play channels all the time. They're just playing the game. They're not doing anything that's going to get us excited, but someone going out of their way to 100% games and then showing us the results of that, that's more exciting. That video has more of an appeal to a larger audience. I saw this and I wanted to bring it up.
So then I'm gonna take the opposite view here, not because I want to disagree, but because we actually talked about Ryan Tran, just chatted about it today in Discord, in vidIQ Max Discord. Not a plug, just genuine, we had a genuine conversation with some members there. And, Ryan still has all his old videos on his channel from like 7 years ago, where he was like running, track and stuff like that. So yeah, when we say, look at Ryan Tran, he's doing this epic series, like it took Ryan 7 years to get to this point. So, for this creator, if they feel like, yeah, I'm going to invest a ton of time in this one long video, but I still don't have I haven't polished my skills to this point, right? They need like quicker output, shorter videos where they can hone their skill, put in the reps, get that dopamine hit. Oh, I got some views. My short has 5,000 views now. Cool, right? Rather than investing like a ton of energy and time into one video that most likely will tank just because they're still practicing.
They got to get in the reps. Yeah.
Sounds like Alexei advocating quantity over quality there.
No, it's true. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I started playing Minecraft. That's how I got my start on YouTube, like a lot of people. And in the end, what it ended up teaching me is that although I love this game, I don't love it for YouTube, because I learned early on, maybe not early enough because I did it for a long time. I learned eventually that I do know how to grow this once I started seeing some success, and the amount of time and effort it would take to make those videos made it so I needed to pivot into something else. Because what it made me realize was, although I like Minecraft, I don't love it. And because I don't love it, I don't have that passion to like do whatever the version of 100%ing it is. I had to move on, and I found more success doing things that I was more passionate about, but that also took time to make. There was no shortcut at the end of the day, right? But those early days of getting my reps and just putting stuff out there that wasn't really doing a whole lot, I was learning so much, and at the time I took it for granted, didn't realize it. But yeah, no, that's a great point. We wouldn't want to push this person or anyone to sink all of their time into one video when they still have so much to learn.
I define ways of standing out within the big competitive space, whatever it is, your topic. You can do it a number of ways. You can be the first to YouTube with information. So like you're releasing iPhone 14 rumors, for example, or you know something before anyone else does in terms of a tutorial, finding some secret in a game. You can be better than anyone else. And what I mean by that is that you just have amazing gaming skills, or you can detail a car in a way that no one else can do it. Or in this case, you can be bigger than anyone else. And what I mean by that is, let's say the average person shows you how to get 100 moons on Mario Odyssey. I'm going to show you how to get 1,000 moons. I'm going to do more than anybody else in that YouTube space because that makes me stand out. Now, I'm not saying, as you say, Dan, I'm not saying that this is what the creator should do, but if you are starting to be recognized for a particular skill that you have, that is something that you may want to think about leveraging. Mm-hmm. And I would argue that, if you were going to 100% a game, that shouldn't just be one video. You should be able to make multiple videos out of that. So there's probably 100 achievements you can unlock, or 100 skills to unlock, or 100, there's probably 100% of multiple different facets in a game that would enable you to do that. But yeah, it is a tricky thing to think about, but the creators there is asking the exact question of what the viewers want, which is something that they can't get anywhere else. So that is something to think about. And I'm trying to push that forward as my personal opinion, not really this is what you should do on your channel.
Right. If
you think it's going to take too much time, because I think it took me about 60 hours and like several months to get all of the moons in Mario Odyssey. So there's a lot of commitment involved there.
Yep. Absolutely. And then I saw this question real quick. Is it true that YouTube's pushing monetized channels and small channels less than 1,000 subscribers are discriminated against? No. Just to clear that up real quick.
You have not watched my video on this exact topic where you will get the answer, but Dan just spoiled it. I'm trying to remember what it's called because I've retitled it so many times. I think it's something like YouTube algorithm update, the monetization effect. So check it out if you can. Let's audit another channel now. Good sidebar discussion there. I enjoyed that. Into detailing. Viper, did you pick this one?
No, that's me. That's
all right. Okay. This one's another Alexia one. So let's take a look at into detailing. What have you got here for us?
Yeah. So first of all, let's just quickly talk about the banner. Again, doubling your channel name does not provide any extra value. So the banner should convince new visitors to your channel page to kind of subscribe to you, check out more stuff, right? So doubling your channel name is not a good idea. You have the right visuals, you have this, the right background, but this, and even in terms of design decisions here, black on yellow, that works for many, many brands out there. Just put in something else about, because like Rob is highlighting here, ASMR seems to be the angle of this channel, right? So the creator is not talking in the videos. You hear a lot of the sounds that happen during detailing. So yeah, if you put that into the banner, that would help a lot.
I'm thinking when it comes to a value proposition, there could be satisfying car transformations,
for example. Yeah.
For example, yeah, you probably want to spend a bit longer than that thinking about it. But that was a value proposition I came up with from what was in the description.
And when it comes to the content itself, I actually watched one of the shorts, which even like had a few thousand views here. And to be honest, instead of feeling satisfied, I felt frustrated. Like it's this one, Alien Magic Blue Snow.
All right.
Not because they're not delivering on the promise, but it's this for like 59 seconds, right? So the creator is going around the car, and if the creator is expecting the viewer to feel satisfied by sitting through 59 seconds of this, where by the end the full car is covered in blue foam, I don't know. Again, I'm not the target audience, obviously, but I felt like this video could have been much shorter. Like you could have sped it up, by 2x or 3x and still kind of achieve the same effect. So I feel like for the creator here, they need to learn, and the best place to learn is by watching other people in your niche. What is it exactly that people find satisfying about this content, right? So, I finished talking, this video is still going. Right?
Yeah. I think this also needs some different shots, because this is one continuous shot. Like maybe you zoom in on a certain point that gets covered in this foam stuff, it looks like.
You could use that.
Loops around now. So it was about 30 to 40 seconds, I would say.
You could use those different shots as the way to speed it up too. So like you start on the front and then you see the headlight get covered, but then the next wide shot you see, you're already at the back of the car or the side of the car. So like it could have been sped up. Shorts need to be much shorter than this. Like for this type of content, I think it would be way more satisfying. I completely agree.
Mm-hmm. That's something that we will go into a lot more detail yesterday. Tomorrow, where we video audit. So we'll be doing what you just saw there in the last 2 minutes for 2 hours tomorrow. So do make sure to join us for video audits. Anything else, Alexi, or were those the main points that you'd picked out?
I mean, here's the thing. I had the chance to speak to a car detailing channel a while ago. Mm-hmm. Now they are over 100,000 subscribers, successful, great, right? When they came to us, I'm not trying to say that because they spoke to me, they made that jump. They made a lot of things right even before they came. Yeah. But I'm just saying that it's definitely possible to grow in this niche relatively fast. But when I got a chance to look at the analytics of the successful channel, I saw that the retention graphs are very spiky. People are really like rewinding multiple times one particular moment where something dirty becomes super, super clean. And they're getting satisfaction from that. So with these videos, you need to be on the hunt for those moments. And the thing is, YouTube now has the tools. It's the perfect tool. When you hover over the play bar and it's called the play bar, right, of the video, you can see like these mountains which tell you the most replayed moments in the video. So what I suggest this creator does, they go into a video, look at the video needs to have like more than 50,000 views for those mountains to appear. Ooh, like 4.5 million, 6.3 million. And you hover and you find exactly what people want to see, right? Write those things down, try to recreate them in your video. That's a massive, massive step towards your progress in this niche. Just finding the satisfying moments.
The dedication to clean that stuff. I'd be just getting a new car.
So your video would be 15 seconds long.
Yes, I would show the dirty car, and then I would show me shaking the hand of the car dealership guy, me driving off the lot. So satisfying.
Being compacted at the end into a cube.
Yep.
So Dan clearly doesn't have any patience for car detailing content. Just any observations from you, Viper? Just as I scroll up and down. I know there's a lot of shorts here, so we can't really critique the thumbnails too much. But anything you're spotting here?
No, I mean, with this channel and the content, the titling is pretty straightforward. But I would agree with what you guys were saying about that one short we watched. You cannot have one continuous shot for 59 seconds on a short. That's not going to work at all. So yeah, you got to definitely mix it up a little bit.
I like these thumbnails hang on, just 1 second. Let's just rewind everything we've said just for one moment. This channel is only a month old. Is that right? Check that. Yeah, so let's give them credit for the consistency and volume of content that they've already put out. The fact that they've already got 250 subscribers. They've had some videos that have thousands of views. I would just say, personally speaking, these thumbnails that you started with are far superior to the thumbnails that you've been using, like here. I mean, maybe this is a little bit different because you're not covering a car in that foam, and maybe this one as well. But these ones here were really visually striking to me.
That looks like a whole channel to me. Just the car's always covered in different colors of foam.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that, I feel like I could see a whole page of videos like that, and I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I feel like you remove some of those, some of the text on those thumbnails, like white on black, and just really make the car shine with this purple color or pink color, and it starts to look like a big channel. You know, like just imagine for a second the thumbnails without the text, and yeah, I could see this like on a mega successful channel. So kudos to the creator. You're right. I actually overlooked the fact that it's only like a month old, 2 months old. So yeah, like I said in the beginning, this niche, it's possible to grow here relatively quickly. It just needs to nail those satisfying moments.
They started with exclusively long form content as well. And, you know, the view counts again for a new channel were more than acceptable in the hundreds, all of these. And then they switched to shorts. Maybe hearing the news that the shorts algorithm now is more connected to long form content. I'm just looking at the time frame. So they did. I'm wondering if, like, all of these were posted in relatively quick succession. All of these videos have been converted into shorts. Because it's almost like a 180 in content. It went from long form content to shorts almost exclusively.
Do you know, do they have like a TikTok linked somewhere?
Nothing that I can see, Alexi, just a Facebook channel. Let's just go into one of their videos. Is there anything in the description here?
Yeah. Good catch. Yeah, description a little bit overkill here. So
a lot of keywords in there.
Yeah, would not recommend to continue with this style.
Why not? Just for people who are not aware of what might be happening here.
Yeah, I think this is bordering on spam, on stuffing, keyword stuffing in the description, and just not good practice. You don't want to get some kind of a guideline warning or anything like that just before you're getting monetized or just before you're about to unlock a feature. So again, this doesn't help anyways. If you write like we already have, are we actually, can we speak about it? The description thing that vidIQ has, Rob? Is it already official?
It's in beta, but yeah, we are working on something. You know, we can also generate titles. Our next step is descriptions. I think some of you may have seen it. You just type in a keyword, you click a button, and it will create 2 paragraphs of an introduction of a description. So check it out. It may be available for you now.
Yeah, that style of description where you're being descriptive about the video is more valuable than just this catalog of different things that you've used in the video.
This is how people created descriptions in 2013 and 2014 when we all thought that including as much language and context in descriptions would just mean that the video surfaces a lot higher, but it's more now proving that the viewer satisfaction and, you know, the up and down bars that you can see on the playback timeline are far more important than anything you would, because a viewer's not going to open this description up and find any of this useful. So why is it there?
This made me think a little bit like SEO audit as a format, but as you said, we are in 2022 and not 2013. So this is why on Wednesdays, Dan is reviewing videos and not SEO metadata, right?
A lot of people forget chapters are searchable, by the way. Not that every single chapter you can ever put in a video could be searchable, but I could see if they wanted to include some like search terms, you could do like the best car polish, you know, or something like that as like when you get to the part where you're polishing the car, because these are things people might actually put into the search bar, and now your video's chapter pops up.
I read an interesting take. I don't want to kind of like spend too much time here on the metadata, but I read an interesting take on Twitter the other day where someone who's very close like to Mr. Beast, he's literally on his team, was saying that, yeah, like chapters don't use those chapters in your videos because they hurt retention. And it's not like information from 3 years ago. It's relatively recent. And that kind of like made me think that it's like this advice does apply to some niches, especially if you're like Mr. Beast style channel. You want the person to watch the full narrative, the full story.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But for a channel like ours, right, doesn't really apply, and we're probably better off having chapters in our descriptions.
Well, we turned them off. I'd say, like I said, turn them off. We stopped adding chapters, I think, around May, June time. And that's when we saw our uptick in views. I'm not saying there was a direct correlation there.
I'm still putting them in.
But Dan's still putting them in. Oh, well. I'm kind of putting them in, but I'm intentionally breaking them in case I wanted to add them in later. But yeah, I think ultimately with chapters, you're looking at, you know, a marginal difference one way or the other. I don't think there's anything to prove if it's going to significantly decrease your audience retention or significantly improve it.
I can tell you like anecdotal example from my own experience. When I'm researching, let's say, some kind of a gadget to buy, right?
Yeah.
And I need to know, does this laptop have a webcam at the top or the bottom? Like, that's the only information I need to know. If you have that chapter, I'm going to watch your video. I'm going to be super thankful. And you literally satisfied my search intent. If you don't have the chapters, but your video is 9 minutes long, I'm not going to watch the full video, scrub my way through that video to find that webcam footage, right? So you're doing me as a viewer a huge service if you're inputting exactly what you're covering. So again, it's different. For me, it's different types of videos. If you're an entertainment channel with story-driven content, yeah, ditch the chapters. But if you're more like a review type of channel, man, like chapters I got sent for a consumer.
I'll say, here's a real question, Alexia. Let's say you watch 2 minutes of a video and you don't find your answer and you get frustrated, or you find a timestamp and you watch 40 seconds of a video and you get satisfied by it. Does YouTube know that? And I guess they do. It'll probably be by the fact that you carry on watching more video content on YouTube straight afterwards. But that just goes back to the question of which is better, satisfying the viewer or more watch time on the video and so on.
Sometimes
I answer one way or the other.
Maybe this is me. This is me knowing, like, being a coach and giving me, like, let me put it simple. When I find a thing which answers my search query, and you know, I'm really thankful for this information. Sometimes I watch the part before the video, like, because now I'm curious. Wow, this guy, he's doing the work, and the content information was good. Let me check what else. Oh, he's also testing the lighting. Oh, he's also doing this thing, right? The battery time, etc. And all of a sudden, like, instead of abandoning the video because I'm frustrated, now sure, I watched 40 seconds first, and then just this chapter alone and the information motivated me to watch even more. So I don't know. Obviously, maybe I'm an outlier. Maybe it's me subconsciously thinking I got to reward this creator with a little bit more watch time. I don't know. But that's how my brain works sometimes.
What a fascinating conversation we're having here. And that's the type of conversations we all go into in minute detail with vidIQ Max. There is an entire Discord where hundreds of people are asking these types of questions about chapters and value propositions and so on and so forth. And coaches, just like Alexi, are there. I'm not going to say 24/7, but we have a 24/7 rota of coaches who are adding their insights as well, along with YouTube employees who are also there adding their thoughts and opinions and, I guess, facts to some of the discussions that we have. I remember asking Todd directly last week about average views per viewer, and he was kind enough to give us a response. And, you know, Alexi, you're in there day in, day out. I mean, just tell us some of the conversations that you've been having with our vidIQ Max students over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, lots of stuff there. I think just the most memorable ones from recent memory are the conversations where we are together discovering channels that have a very small amount of videos, like less than 18, and they have 1 million subscribers. Like, we see examples of very, very successful creators who didn't upload much. So it's almost like shattering this belief that, oh, I need to upload like 100 videos before I see any results, etc. We see like creators who have 12 videos on their channel and have 1 million subs. Obviously, those are outliers, but this is not the main focus of vidIQ Max to search for channels, but these are like the sideline. These are the side conversations that we are having there, because ultimately, what Max is, I think, is just the way I like to refer to it is, the family, the YouTube family you never had. It's not like you can be very strategic. We have people who come in with very analytical questions, and obviously we're happy to talk about those too. We have close to 30 sessions now. That's 30.
Yeah.
We're approaching that number. Like there is a lot of gold in them videos here. I'm literally walking through like how to self-audit your channel using some stuff that is definitely not available for free on YouTube. In fact, we did one session together, Rob, the other week, right?
We did,
Where we kind of
talking about analytics, the ultimate channel audit. Yeah, that was
exactly.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
I'd say it's, if analytics and kind of tactics are a cup of tea, these sessions will give you a lot. If you're not very analytical and you just want to connect with other creators, you want that extra push, you want to celebrate your wins with like-minded people, then, the Discord community that is part of Max is perfect for you. So it's kind of different tropes for different folks, I guess. And Farzi had a great session. Loved the session with Farzi. Lots of stuff. We had to we had to ask him the right questions to get the information, but he did not hold back. Let's put it this way. He told us everything pretty much. So, yeah.
Yes. We mentioned him many times on the live stream, and he found his way onto a Max session as well. And as Alexa said, we've now got almost 30 sessions. So it's just, imagine if you are turning up to a video conference and you have all of these speakers. You have access to all of this 24/7 within vidIQ Max. And we've had people on such as Jake Thomas, the title expert. That was a fantastic session. And I'm still leveraging stuff from his content right now. We've also had Jake Fellman on sharing his thoughts about shorts. We've also had Todd on, as you can see. This
a big one.
Right
like here. Todd's session was, I'm not gonna spoil anything because something is coming out soon for everyone to see. But man, Todd's session, super grateful to have Todd there. And like you said, Todd is hanging out in Discord. Like people are tagging Todd and asking him, hey, so I've never got this about the algorithm. And Todd, again, he has his own responsibilities. Obviously, he's not like obliged to reply, but he does reply. And that's just amazing to have Todd there.
It's not just stuff about YouTube, the analytics, making bigger videos. It's how to turn that channel into a business. And you did a session with Justin Moore just a couple of weeks ago about how to get investment into your channel to make it more sustainable. And I think we're going to be having on Heather from Think Media as well very soon to talk about things beyond the channel as well. So this is the My Coach page. This is what you unlock as part of vidIQ Max, along with all of our tools, along with the ever-growing Discord channel, and also just random perks. Like Dan and myself just dropped into Discord last Friday. And Dan, what did we speak about? We spoke about the community tab.
And average views per viewer.
Picture polls being added to the desktop version, and then average views per viewer as well. Because I'm thinking about how to make a video on it. And I was just appreciating the discussion that we were having. We appreciate this is not for everyone. Some of you are under 100 subscribers, not earning any revenue yet. But for those of you who are monetized and are wondering how you can reinvest back into your channel, then I think we'll all agree that vidIQ has been a far greater success than we imagined. And, we're actually trying to align more of vidIQ's future in vidIQ Max. So it's not going anywhere either. And that's why we have this incredible offer that we can share with you every single week on the channel audits. And that is a code here that if you put into the promo code on vidIQ, or you can use the link in the video description, that will automatically apply a discount that's worth over $300. If you were paying for vidIQ Max every single month, you'll be paying $99. But if you sign up to an annual subscription through this link, then it's the equivalent of $69 a month. So saving of over $300 on that first year. So we'll leave a link in the description if you do want to take advantage of it. We thank you for allowing us to talk about your next YouTube journey. We appreciate that some of you can't do that yet. So we'll get back to our normal free channel audits here right now after I've pressed a few buttons to remove a few images. And the next channel we're going to look at here is Armand Curet. And I think, Viper, this was the one you picked, right?
That was me.
Oh, I've got every one of these wrong so far. Oh, well. This channel has over 1,000 subscribers. Dan, it looks like another channel that's kind of thinking about self-development, improving a person by maybe 1%. But I'm also seeing government jobs here at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's intriguing and different. Tell us a little bit about what you found out.
Yeah, so they put on the form their channel focus was government jobs, which is why I clicked on it, because I thought, well, that's a really interesting, category of YouTube I've never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look through the content, everything they do is in the context of working for the government. They're talking about bonuses. They're talking about employees having issues. Is it too late to get a government job? There are actually certain jobs in the government that you can't do past a certain age. That's probably what that video is about.
Really?
Yeah. Air traffic control is actually one. At a certain age, you can no longer be a pilot. You can no longer be an air traffic controller. Yeah. So that could be what that video is about. So with my very limited knowledge, I was very, very intrigued. So I would say for 1,000 subscribers and at the rate they're posting content, like these aren't bad views. And I think this channel is definitely on a really, is in a really good spot in terms of YouTube itself and what they're doing. Obviously, their field of expertise. But I think what my biggest advice for this channel was like the pitch of not all of their videos, but maybe some. I would start testing videos that didn't include the term government job, but rather you are trying to sell somebody on the idea of working for the government as opposed to working in the private sector, right? So this person who's searching for a job doesn't really know that they might want a government job. They don't know the benefits. They're not typing in the search term. I wonder if I can find any government jobs. They're probably just looking for jobs.
Yeah.
So that was going to be the basis of this audit for me, is that I think they should test some content that is trying to target the average job seeker and convince them, hey, have you ever considered working for the government? And there's all these fields. And this could start with a very simple, top 5 kind of video or top 10 or something like that. But be curious to get everyone else's thoughts. I'd be really curious to see what they can pull together.
I guess if you were looking at the target audience, like a person finding a job, what's most important to them? More pay, better benefits, more holidays, a strong union. I think those are all universal job perks rather than pitching it as government jobs. So I see where you're coming from here, Dan. And I think government jobs tend to have all of those things can be slightly better than in the private sector, but there are also pros and cons for each.
Yeah. Like imagine, I don't know of an example here, but imagine there's a remote job that is for, working for the government. They're probably out there. The pitch of the video now becomes the best remote employer in the world or something like that, rather than including the term government job or federal government, unknown perks of a federal. See, I like that.
Well, how could you pitch it differently? Could you pitch it along the lines of this job has the best perks, and then you say like 15 days plus holiday, or like that might be another way to pitch it where you're not including the federal part of it,
or just hold money. Like, you can hold a lot of cash. The safe is kind of interesting. Like you're saying perks, but they're like locked away, and it's kind of, an interesting way to pitch that.
What do you think, Viper, Alexei? Any thoughts there?
So I was looking at one of these videos at the top. This video, the second one from there it is. It's too late to get a government job. I'm not sure why he titled it that way, because that means that a certain subset of viewers won't watch that video because they feel like it's too late. I kind of feel like you missed an opportunity. You probably should have titled it, "Is it too late to get a government job?" Because then you have that element of curiosity, and then you have more potential people that might want to watch that video because they're wondering, maybe is it too late for me to get a government job? But when you make that statement, it's too late, I feel like you're eliminating a potential subset of your viewers. So I would just be careful about how you title videos and not including people. If you can avoid including potential viewers from watching, you should definitely avoid using inclusionary language in your titles and thumbnails.
I like this pitch of title, like government jobs.
Like that. Yep.
Anyone can do. You make that very accessible to the viewer.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm going to click on this because, you know, I may not have the right qualifications, but apparently there are some jobs I can still do in government.
Yep.
Let's use that title for our next vidIQ video. 5 YouTube channels anyone can start.
Oh, wow.
You know, it would probably work, right?
Yeah.
But on the topic of, I feel like this channel is now ready for the big talk. And the big discussion here is, who is your target audience? Is it people who are aware that government jobs exist and are cushy jobs? Or is it just people who look for a job and you want to show them this new opportunity, right? High pressure, low paying jobs.
So I think they're trying to convince people, hey, have you considered government job from that description?
Right. And if that's the angle here, then yeah, I agree with you guys. The titles need to be rephrased. They need to be, again, it's the same principle as we use in vidIQ. We will make a video that will talk about more advanced topics, but we'll present it to the viewer as if it's relevant to pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to do the same here for this channel too.
I'm glad you brought that up, Alexei, because I'm having a real battle with my instinct of going after search versus trying to do something more emotionally intriguing. And the best example I can find of this in videos that I've made recently is, let me see if I can find it. Where's it gone? Here it is. So this video here that's called "If You're a Small Channel, Do All of This Now." It's somewhat of a generic title, but it's pitching a target audience and saying, there are so many things you can do on YouTube. Did you realize this? And the actual content of a video is how, at what point do you unlock all of these YouTube features, be it custom thumbnails, you know, which you can get when you verify your account, custom URLs, which you get at 100 subscribers, monetization, which you get at 1,000 subscribers. So I first of all go through all of the things that you probably have already unlocked, but then all of the things that you can unlock in the future. Now, basically, this is a retread of a video that I made about 2 or 3 years ago, which was called this. But I targeted it for search. How many subscribers you need to fully unlock YouTube? It's very plain, descriptive. I was thinking subscribers, unlock YouTube. Those are my search terms that I was going after. But as you can see, the video didn't get that much traction, even though it's more or less the same content. And I felt as if I was, in this video, I was trying to pitch the video with too much information. Whereas we go back to the way I made the video and repitched it, it's just a very, very simple, triggering fear of missing out. If I don't watch this video as a small creator, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. I don't know if this directly links back to this channel's content, but trying to find ways, trying to find these trigger points in titles, which is why I go back to, where is it? This one. Yeah, although you may not realize it, there is a target audience you are identifying in that title. And that's why I think it was a little more successful. I know I went on a bit of a rambly rant there, but I hope you found that.
But these are, I feel like these are the insights that make a live stream like this truly valuable, because maybe people in the chat will overlook some of the advice here. But this is the difference between getting 30,000 views on a video and how many more, Rob? 300,000?
Yeah, it's like 10 times as much.
Yeah, 10. It's the difference between, like, you can 10x your views by following this simple advice, rephrasing your title, make it broadly appealing. Don't focus too much on the tiny details, like, oh, I'm talking about features in this video, so I have to mention YouTube features, how to unlock them. No, you're a small channel, do all of this, and then, yeah, at the end of the day, you end up learning about features, but that's besides the point.
Here was another one where, again, it was very search based. Like, I want to try and get to the top of the search rankings for how to write a YouTube title. It's done okay, 50,000 views. How to title your YouTube videos to get more views. But then Alexi and I actually collaborated on this one. I think I will find it if I do this. So this video here, small channels do this to double your views in 5 minutes. It is essentially the same video about how to write better titles. But can you see how the pitch is completely different? We're not telling you something specific about writing better titles. We're telling you that you can do this amazing thing to transform your channel and you'll get tons more views, but you got to click on the video to get it to find out the answer. So it's kind of like holding a little bit back. You're creating a great curiosity and tease and intrigue in the thumbnail and the title, and you're targeting a specific audience, but you're just not using it in a search-based way. And those are the two examples where I've been trying, like an example of trying to rank for search versus just being emotional, intriguing. And, you know, obviously this video is getting loads of views from browse and search, whereas this video is getting a trickle of views. Sorry, the other video is getting loads of views from browse and suggested, whereas this one is getting a trickle of views from search.
Yeah, and the difference is 5x in views, massive, just by changing words in the title.
So high five, by the way, on that one, Alex. It was a good video.
And hopefully soon high five with Dan, because I'm really like looking forward to our collaboration there too.
Indeed, indeed. Right. I need to try and find out where that original channel was now. Here we are. Last thoughts here. Thumbnails. What do you think?
I think could use some polish, but and I think they know how to make a thumbnail not have too many elements. I think some of their thumbnails, all of their thumbnails, are not busy, which is good. They have that practice down. I think now, as they look to repitch their videos, if they decide to take on the advice we're giving them, I think that is when we'll see, you know, the real improvements, because what they want to be thinking about, if they're going to take our advice, is to combine the title and the thumbnail in a different way. Make it like a challenge you can give yourself. This works for anybody. Is, can I make a thumbnail that is so clear people don't need to read my title? Sometimes the answer is no, depending on the topic. Sometimes you need the title support. And in that case, can you marry the two together in a way that is cohesive and makes sense, and they play off of each other a little bit? You don't just repeat the title text in the thumbnail, for example. Let them kind of like work together. If you can challenge yourself to make those improvements, I think we'll see some like really good things from this channel.
I agree. I think the fundamentals, the idea of all of these thumbnails is sound. It's the execution. And as you say, Dan, the polish just isn't quite there. And I use this one as the example where, all right, I get what you're trying to tell us here. If you're not motivated, you're not going to succeed. But if you are motivated, you're going to get a professional job and you're going to start earning money. We need a smile here, like a bigger smile. Maybe you need to be you need to be a little more smart and polished, because the camera looks like this one looks like a better image of the after. And, you know, maybe you need to have some drool coming out of your mouth, or like you're halfway drinking a beer, or you're playing video games, something to just emphasize the laziness a bit more in that one versus this one. Why is there a white wall? Wouldn't you be like in an office or a more professional environment? But the idea is good. It's just the thumbnail execution isn't quite there yet. So that is Armand Curet. We spent a bit of time on there, but I think there was a lot of things to talk about. Nice pick there, Dan. So now, Viper, we will get to yours. I do apologize. I kept getting everybody's picks wrong this week. Just another Jack. They are approaching 3,000 subscribers. So some good progress there. What are you seeing here, Viper?
Okay, so this channel is interesting because, especially with their latest content, I feel like they're being way too vague with everything in their titles, their premise, everything. Even if you go to their about page, there's nothing there except 2 words: doing stuff. What doing what? What are you doing? I mean, I can look at the content and tell that you're trying to do some type of comedy. I mean, but I mean, you don't give up much more than that. So here's my thing to this particular creator in this channel. When you are more calculated and intentional about what you're doing, you get a lot of views. My point being, when I went to your most popular video, the one that is jumping off the page for you, It's the video that you did about Ryan Trahan and his triple cross America with 1 penny. When you were intentional and let us know exactly what you were doing and what you were up to, and you linked it to something that was popular in the culture, you were banging. There's more recent content. It's more vague. It's all over the place. I don't exactly know what I'm getting here. And it's not doing it well because you're not being intentional about the content. So I just need you to be less vague, more intentional, and let us know exactly what it is that you're trying to satire or who you're talking about, or just being more just giving us more information, letting us know exactly what is going on instead of trying to like just keep people in the dark. And I feel like a lot of these titles and thumbnails and things, you're trying to keep people in the dark. And yeah, when you are on YouTube, you have to be more intentional about what you're doing.
So relating your content to popular YouTube celebrities and creators is one strategy. We'll come back to that in a moment because there is something I want to show you. Dan, Alexi, any other observations here?
I was just going to say that Ryan Trahan be like is the perfect summation of what I was saying earlier. When your title and your thumbnail play off of each other, Ryan Trahan be like, what? Well, look at the thumbnail. You know, that's you get it. You see exactly what he's doing. So that was one thing that jumped out at me just now. I completely agree, though. They're trying a lot of stuff, which I love, but there's so many like, whenever I'm looking at the titles and the thumbnails, I don't really know what I'm going to get.
I think it is an entertainment comedy channel. So, you know, if you're not familiar with this content because they're not a large creator yet, you may have that disconnect between the content, perhaps. I don't, you know, I'm not saying that's a negative or a positive. It's just a challenge of a creator who hasn't yet built up a big audience. Because, like, you know, you look at Beluga stuff, you know what you're getting there because the thumbnails and the titles are become very familiar and attached to that creator, and maybe this creator isn't there yet. Alexia, I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there anything that you can see in particular here?
I actually like what I'm seeing, and positively surprised by the success of the Ryan Tran video. There is a formula there, trending creator, and the be like. Again, yeah, it's super vague, I guess, in that sense, but it's kind of part of the meme. So the people who are like into this type of humor, they will get it. Like, you know, Star Wars be like, I would click that video just because I kind of expect already something ironic, like something funny is about to be in that video. So I think they're onto something here, to be honest. And yeah, like keep an eye out for the next Ryan Tran. In the coming months. I'm not sure who's that person will be. Like Beluga, Ryan Tran, those are the names that come up from the past. Because when you now try stuff like phone calls and movies, be like, now I think you are pivoting into something that, yeah, sounds similar because the template of the title is still there. Be like, you know, something be like. But I think that kind of focusing more on the viral creators will give you that push that you need, and then eventually you will be able to pretty much make fun of anything you want. Phone calls in movies, AI writing comedy sketches, like, yeah. But at the same time, maybe, you know, that you just want to try things out, and you don't want to like pigeonhole yourself into one thing. But I think focusing on famous creators is probably the quickest path to get something out of this formula. So yeah, but kind of I like what I'm seeing. So they do have humor. I'm gonna click on some of these videos after this audit.
With all that being
after
said,
stream.
I think we have to watch this video, right? We have to, as YouTube educators ourselves. Let's see what he's got to offer us.
You see these YouTube analytics? They're cringe. But you know how to make your YouTube analytics not cringe? By following these 5 epic tips to make your YouTube channel explode in 2023. Wait.
Cool intro, right? Nice, snappy, some comedy there. I like
Still
it.
2022. Oh, crap. All right, so for tip number 1,
that's delicious.
To make your YouTube channel explode in 2023. Wait, it's still 2022? Oh, crap. All right, so for tip...
He is right there. We do just sometimes change the title of our videos, irrespective of when we actually made them, to whatever the current year is. So spot on.
Number one, it's all about understanding your analytics. To access your analytics, you got to go to YouTube Studio. But YouTube Studio is also kind of cringe. You know what's not cringe? My crazy professional browser extension, Plus, which gives you the most reliable YouTube analytics and a lot of spam emails.
We've got competition.
Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you share it to like 16 other people because it's literally the only way I'm going to be able to grow this channel. Guys, please. See, for tip number 2, this is going to take a little bit of explaining to do. So you see on YouTube, right? If you want to get views, you got to make videos. And if you're going to make videos, you got to upload those videos. Correct. That's tip number 2.
Consistency is key.
See, tip number 3 is one of the most important ones of all. Always do sub for sub. You see, you don't even know that. Everyone's saying nowadays, sub for sub's cringe. Don't do sub for sub, but hear me out, okay? Chances are you're not really going to get success on YouTube if you don't do sub for sub. According to me. Anyway, now for tip number 4. You gotta take a deep breath every now and then, man.
Ripped this from me because I've said that sometimes.
It can be stressful.
Just take a deep
every
breath.
video you'll make will probably be like a 10 out of 10, which is fine, but it's extremely demotivating. So what you gotta do is take a deep breath, and it fixes everything, according to me. With all that out of the way, tip number 5 is definitely the most important one of them all. As I've seen over the past few months as the CEO of Gus Plus, doing this determines if your channel succeeds or ends up in the dumpster of all the other forgotten channels on the YouTube landscape. Personally, for me, this is the one thing that motivates me day after day to make the best videos possible and get a lot of views. Because the final tip of this video is to literally only talk about Mr. Beast. Dude, I swear, every single time someone talks about Mr. Beast or uses Mr. Beast in their thumbnail or title, they get like a freaking bajillion views. And it makes me really angry. Even though I, the CEO of Gus Plus, use Mr. Beast in all my titles and all my thumbnails, I still can't pull more than 100 views, and it makes me really
Very well done.
Yo, see, the content is cool. You just gotta make people click on the content more, man. You gotta put some thumbnail, my dude.
It's because he's not doing enough sub for sub.
Yeah, I mean, lots of character, lots of jokes, well edited.
Yeah, like the pacing. I was watching and it's like it's flowing nicely. I would say if I had to critique the pacing of the video, the final tip.
Faulting that, Alexa. Come on.
Yeah, but kudos to the creator. Like it's it was an easy watch for sure, and I couldn't stop smiling because sub for sub. So.
All right, then. Should we do this? So we are late into this because we spent a lot of time having just general channel discussions on the channels that we've already audited, but you have been submitting your channels and waiting patiently for our random claw to potentially pick out your channel as the next one to look at. Very simple how this works. We send the claw into our collection of balls. We pick out a number, which is 288, and looking at the forms, as usual, we have about 1,000 submissions there, which is fantastic. The number is 288. I type that number into this form, which gives me the channel URL. And this time, we are looking at channels with no preconceived assumptions. Like, we don't know what we're getting into here. And so
I already know what we are getting here. We are getting a music channel.
Yeah, but what I mean...
Relaxing music channel we are getting.
What I mean is, right, let's imagine you didn't see that on the form, like, and you saw the channel banner and the thumbnail and the titles. Would you know if you're in the right place? Let's find out. Sounds of Serenity, sleep focused study, 24 hours, relaxation thumbnails. So yeah, I would say this establishes the type of channel that we're going to see here very, very quickly, which is great. Fine. Alexi, I know you're an expert on music channel audits, so I'm going to throw this over to you.
I would say I kind of am at this point. And by the way, I did not guess the premise of this channel from the forum. I guess it from the name, Sounds of Serenity. I think it's fitting. So great name. Cool name. Works for this niche. I was able to tell that you're into this relaxing music stuff. So the truth about these channels is that this niche is very competitive.
Yeah.
Very hard to stand out. But I think you're getting somewhere there. Peaceful elvish forest rains. Yeah, that's the type of that's the level of specificity you need to get in this niche to stand out. So does this channel have any like big hitters? Maybe something substantial in views?
Let's check that out.
They
Ooh,
do.
Cleanse negativity.
Sounds like a trailer. Sounds like an ad,
It's only
which
30
they
seconds long.
yeah probably advertise with YouTube. So incredible, relaxing Reiki healing Indian flute. Yeah. So that again, like I said before, you need to be very specific with the titles. You need to uncover some dark corners, not in a bad way, but just forgotten corners of different subcultures on the internet, which may enjoy some of this content. Yeah, like Reiki seems to be the thing, right? It's something metaphysical, is it? Something I'm not too familiar with, but yeah. Anyways, I think you already highlighted the right videos there. Reiki seems to be the common denominator from these 4 videos. So do a little bit of keyword research. That's really what it takes for these channels to see some traction. Maybe use Google Trends, vidIQ, and you should get something. But also from the looks of it, it looks like Reiki music is not new. But what is this channel there from 3 months ago? Are they all like huge? Yeah, what I would do is like I would scroll through this page forever. Like you need to scroll for a long time. And what you need to look for are like smaller channels, right? Smaller channels that are not in the millions of views. Something under 100,000 that have videos take off. And then you need to audit those videos, see if they are like genuine in terms of views or advertised. Like something like this, you know, 45,000 subscribers, a couple of like deep sleep, third eye chakra, 2.7 million views, 45, like this jumps out, right? And the thumbnail is kind of sketchy. So that's not a clickable thumbnail, but maybe it works for this niche. So I would look into this. Like this is looks promising. 2.7 million views on a 50,000 subscriber channel. Yeah, something's there. There's demand.
The challenge you're always going to find with relaxation music channels is, as you say, Alexei, it's very competitive because there's a relatively low barrier to entry. You don't necessarily need to film anything or create any music because there are so much sources out there that you can already take from. And then when you look at the search rankings here, the ones at the top of the search rankings are very old, 4 years old, 1 year old, 1 year old, 3 years old. So a lot of the content in that area is already well established. So it just adds layers of obstacles that this creator needs to find. As you say, like finding a small corner of relaxation content that hasn't yet been saturated by many other channels.
But you know, to give this creator a little bit of hope here, and everyone else in the chat who's thinking about a channel like this, every year there are, you know, if I don't want to say a couple, it's more than a couple,
hundreds.
Let's say a dozen. Every year, a dozen channels spawns in this niche, and you know, successful. Like they get subscribers and views, but it's like it's very creative names. It's cafe music on a lake, you know, on a beach next to whatever, like private island. I don't know, like very imaginative stuff. Not your typical relaxation music, etc. Like this thing is played out, the relaxation music angle. You need to add another layer on top of it. And it's definitely possible to find it, but you need to do the research. So, and it looks like this creator is definitely doing that. So just keep digging, keep digging. That's what it's all about in this niche.
All right, let's delve once again into the random number picker. We'll go to the 309 this time, and we're into the gaming form. What do you reckon this channel's about, Alexei? Superdot.
No idea.
I thought we might have had a little game going there where we could just try and guess the channel from.
Definitely did not guess racing. If I was maybe imagining something Mario related,
Right.
Or Smash Brothers related, but not the racing stuff. No.
Geometry Dash, maybe. Okay, Dan. So Gran Turismo 4 seems to be this creator's game of choice. That is a relatively old game at this point, right? It's not one of the new ones. PS3, PS4.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 4 feels really old to me. I don't know what they're up to now, but I think we're way past 4.
I think we're at 7 now.
Huh. Yeah, some of these videos have hundreds of views, which is
Yeah.
interesting. You know, it's more than I would expect. Titles and thumbnails seem very generic in terms of, you know, just them putting a few keywords in. Like, you're going to get what you get, basically. 4K 60 FPS at the end there to let you know that, you know, it's going to be the most high quality Gran Turismo footage you're going to see of this car driving around the track.
I'm scrolling down now. It's like we've been doing this very consistently for the last year. But does that mean there is a definite ceiling on this content? Because they're getting a very similar number of views 12 months ago as well.
Yeah. So it looks like about a year ago, they really kicked it into high gear and, you know, started going hard with the Gran Turismo.
What if it's electric, though? What if it's an electric car?
Yeah, I guess not. I wonder why they chose this game and not the latest, greatest version of the game. I feel like there might be more opportunity there. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about content that's a little bit harder to make being important for getting more views. And I think this is a good example of a channel that could try to maybe climb the next rung on the ladder in terms of like, what can I do to maybe pull in some new viewers? Like, can I do something a little more interesting than just saying name of car, you know, 4K 60 frames per second? Yeah, we don't. Okay. I see what you're looking at.
So it was curious, Dan, is that these two videos, which have nothing to do with Gran Turismo, the most popular videos by quite a distance. I think these are the very first videos I made on the channel as well.
And see, they were doing early on in their YouTube journey, like these how-to videos that have some intrinsic value, videos that probably needed to be kind of scripted and you have to kind of figure all that out. And this content that I'm looking at, I haven't seen any of the videos, but it feels like it would be easy to make. And that, like, as a player of, you know, I've played racing games in the past. I kind of wonder, okay, to me, what's the value of watching this content? Like, I know how to drive the car around a track. Like, what else you got? Like, can you show me something else? Now, maybe there's more to it in the videos that we're not seeing in the titles and thumbnails. So if we skip ahead a little bit, it's just...
I think it's literally just the screen recording of the race.
Yeah, no,
subscribe.
No commentary. So would we all agree that it's time to kind of like take this to the next level? I feel like they've done a lot of content like this. They're, you know, spinning their wheels a little bit. And sorry. And I think they could aim to, you know, add a little more value to this content.
Sounds like you as a YouTube traffic police are pulling them over, Dan, and giving them a stern telling to.
Yes. Yes, I am. I think they're kind of held back a little bit by the age of the game and then what they're doing in the game. I think they're catering to the same exact viewer over and over and over again, and they're not doing enough to cast a wider net and get some new viewers in your community.
Yeah, this is one of those examples for me where now you're past quantity and the reps, and you need something else. I don't know. Is this always the same? It's a spam bot, right? Because I saw that comment on another video too.
Well, hang on. This one is like DeLorean.
Oh, really?
And then they are talking about DeLorean. So yeah, I was wondering that. And then we saw the comment in this one as well, didn't we? And yeah, somebody's genuinely watching their content and feeding back, but just one person.
It's what it looks like when you have like this community, the very close-knit small community. These people will watch your videos. They're enjoying what you're doing, and that's really cool. But that also means they'll probably follow you to the next thing. As long as you're still in the Gran Turismo space, like they'll probably come along with you.
Yeah, they have one super fan here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next channel. And again, Alexi, don't look at the type of channel it is. Let's just try and guess what it is from the channel name. Let's
No
keep this game
cheating.
going. They'll call themselves Van Diamond Gems. What do
I
you
bet
reckon?
it's about gem rocks and jewelry.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Viper, I'm gonna. I know there's not much to go on here, but just like initial thoughts.
Okay. So apparently this is some type of looks like some type of jewel shaping or mineral shaping channel or something. Although I don't know what the hell is up with the 1980 Toyota hit milestone.
I'm thrown there as well.
What the? Okay, we're gonna pretend like that doesn't exist. You know what? It's interesting because I think there are a lot of people out there that don't mind content like this, like looking to see how minerals and diamonds and things like that are formed and shaped. So this content could definitely have its audience.
Righto, guys. Well, we're down here at camp, and so far we've probably done about 5 sieves.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that reminds me. This reminds me of old school YouTube, but I think the titles need to be more popping. Like, give me a reason to watch. There's not much value into the titles that they're currently constructed. And what if with this Toyota hitting 777K? What is this? I don't know what's going on here.
I guess is this somebody driving it? Oh, there's also. hang on. It's like every fail in the YouTube book there. Random intro telling us to like and subscribe, and it's episode 1. What, episode 1 of hitting a mile on a wow
Van life. Well, that has nothing to do with the mineral diamond aspect of it. This is just something.
Shaky cam there as well.
Yeah, that too.
Everybody's just going to jump to where they actually hit it, right? So.
Stop
moving your camera.
And yeah, the image quality is terrible. What is the... Okay, if you are watching this video creator, eliminate all these Toyota video from the channel.
There we go.
You don't need these videos on your channel. Put them on a different channel. You just leave the channel to the mineral diamond jewelry stuff, man. These Toyota videos, just get rid of them. You know, I don't know why they're here. They don't need to be here.
Maybe they're pivoting because the gem they had 2 years ago, from 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I still think make a brand new channel. Just make a brand new channel, man.
I'm kind of curious, like what the motivation was from the creator, like to submit a channel like that for us to review, because the old stuff, like they're doing something new, obviously. I'm not sure if they even interested to continue the gem cutting stuff. So and then all these things, the last 3 videos are just them reaching a cool number on a speedometer.
I bet you could do a channel that was just about vintage old cars hitting major milestones.
Oh, absolutely.
on their Mali. If the camera was placed in a better position.
Yeah, but even
if I was going to do this long term.
Yeah, but even if they're pivoting, they still have the same channel name, Van Demian Jim. So you're not really doing yourself any favors with that channel name.
Yeah, 2 shorts, 1 2-minute video where, like Viper said, the recording is not of the best pristine quality, and then a bunch of old videos that, yeah, it's. I almost wanted to say like I feel trolled because like this is what is here to review, right? There's nothing to review here.
I mean, when you look at it objectively, these videos here 2 years ago, they're all actually doing fine. They're getting a decent amount of views. You know, the thumbnails could be a little bit better, but there was some progress there, and now it's completely changed to something else.
Think about how unique that content is. Like, how many people go out mining for gems? I mean, and well, sifting or whatever. That I feel like they should go back to that, and that should be their channel. And
me too. Yeah,
I think the edits could be really fun there too. I think like that video we watched a little bit of, I'm imagining like an intro with some cool music in the background and different shots of you sifting and the whole process, and then it jumps right into all the cool things you found that day. It's
Look at those views, 4.7, 14 million.
Yeah.
And how many subscribers? Wait, scroll up just a little bit. 13,000 subscribers. Am I seeing this right? Yeah, 14 million views on 13,000 subscribers channel. Okay, it's not a gem, but still, like, you are in such a cool niche, or you used to be. I think what you lacked was just output, right? You had 4 videos, you needed to continue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of curious here to see those gem videos, but
don't
bad.
take. Sorry, I was
No,
gonna say,
go
like,
ahead.
don't take your access to cool stuff for granted. You know, like that's what makes so many channels like this like stand out. Like people who have a special skill set and or special access to something. Like even if I had access to the woods and stuff that you have access to, I'm not going to go out sifting for gems. I'm just not going to do it. But I think it's cool, you know, and I would definitely watch somebody, you know, who's successful at that.
All right, then let's pick out the next channel, and they call themselves Sklypto Fall Guys. I'm going to go with that as a pronunciation. Cracked 200 subscribers.
Yeah,
definite focus on Fall Guys, so that's good to see.
I haven't seen a Fall Guys focused channel in a very long time. Usually it's just included in everybody else's like lineup of things they're doing.
That candle burned very brightly for not very long in my gaming experience. I think I played it with you, Dan, for like 2 weeks live streaming, and then I was done. But
yeah,
people are still playing it.
It's still getting updates.
Yeah.
I think there's still opportunity here. I would be looking, though, to see how much opportunity by trying to find other channels just like yours in that they are Fall Guys dedicated channels. And we'll do a quick search here, and because I want to know the ceiling on this content. How far can you go in 2022, or should I say 2023, with this content?
Not yet.
So I
Okay,
mean, 60,000.
there's an outlier. 12,000 subscribers, 50,000 views.
So people getting hyped for the new season. And I think, there was just a Nintendo Direct where they mentioned it. So this is like still a topic that you could get some views in. But now when you find these channels that have not a lot of subscribers, but are getting a lot of views, you want to look at what they're doing in the game. So there you go. 1,000 subscribers, 6,000 views, playing banned game modes on Fall Guys. Like, that's a really interesting concept. So it does seem like they're trying to capitalize off the season 2 news in a lot of different videos. They keep taking a shot and taking a shot and taking a shot at that target, which is a lot more than I personally would have done on a new update. That's a lot of videos for an update that's not out yet. But none of them have really taken off. I'm going to credit that with the thumbnails. I don't think you're giving people a lot of stuff to like hold on to here. What do you think? You were going to say something.
I thought the thumbnails were of actually fairly decent standard. They're busy, I will admit.
Yeah.
That. But there's a good structure to them, like a big character, arrow pointing to something of interest. You know, like I would have thought genius speedruns that might
that's a pretty good one.
Done better than it did do. When I look at this, I start to think, is there something at the very beginning of these videos that is causing people to switch off in the first 20 seconds? Because they are relatively short videos as well. So I think we could probably afford to maybe click on one of these.
The season 2 release date was just confirmed.
Wow.
That's right. In the latest Fall Guys tweet, we can see this trailer reveal.
Okay.
Let's read it. BZZT.
I know, Dan, you're going to say this is just
information
the
incoming.
robot voice that's
Monday,
immediate switch
September
off.
12th.
Yep.
6 a.m. PT, 2 p.m. BST, 3 p.m.
I don't think the editing is too bad there.
The editing isn't bad. For me, it's the voiceover. I think a lot of people could get the leg up on you simply by putting their real voice on the videos.
There's a mechanic in the upcoming Fall Guys season 2.
This
the beginning is actually pretty cool. Like, you don't actually realize it's a robot voice in the first 2 seconds, but then you quickly realize, okay,
the effect
it's that
on
type
it.
of channel.
Yeah, it's the effect on it. It actually sounds like it's
The
on
radio.
purpose.
Yeah.
But they're not giving us a lot to go off of in terms of like they're pointing out specific features, but in the titles and the thumbnails, I'm not getting that information in all the time. Some of them are better than others. The ones at the top, though, like the latest ones, is why I was giving that blanket statement. It looks like they were doing a better job in the past, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, view count's very encouraging. I mean, this is all from like in the last month, So
Yeah.
we're posting on a daily basis. Some of the view counts were creeping into the thousands here, or like triple digits, which is very encouraging. So it's almost like what caused these videos to be fairly successful, and then you go up one row to 2 days ago. I don't know. Is it maybe it's kind of like the short surge, and it takes a couple of days for these videos to pick up any traction, and that's why we're not seeing that many views on what's been posted recently.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, the history of the channel is throwing me off for sure. Because historically, there are plenty of things to be excited about in terms of their successes. Fall Guys Season 2 got delayed again. That one did really well from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. And that was, again, relatively short.
In classic Mediatonic tradition, Fall Guys Season 2 has been delayed
that's
once
Super
more.
Mario
You
64
see,
snow level
last time it
music.
got delayed by 2 weeks and everyone thought Mediatonic would leave it.
It's very hard to connect with a content creator who is using that voice. That's the biggest thing I can't get over. After hearing the voice,
Yeah.
I wonder if that video could have gotten 100,000 views if it was a person talking. And you can get a voiceover person like on Fiverr to help you out. You can give them your script. They're not very long videos. It wouldn't be very expensive. But yeah, definitely take a look at your competition there and try and figure out all the ways that you could work to get ahead of them.
Okay, that was Sklypto Fall Guys. And this channel is Christophorus Jordan. I hope I pronounced your name correctly there. You have 1,600 subscribers. And just from the thumbnails alone, this is, I feel, a channel about dating, adventures, challenges, etc., just from the thumbnails alone. So that's going to tell me immediately if I'm in the right place or not. So I think that the thumbnails are quite strong here with that instinctive reaction. What else do we think? Viper, anything jumping out here?
Okay, let's go back up to the top here. If being oh Lord. Okay. I don't know if I would use that title, but let me move on with that. Let's see. Win money on. Okay, what does that even mean? Yeah, okay. So trying to figure out exactly what the content is. It sounds like it's some type of, I don't know, the title, what's the title, conversation type deal. I don't know.
It's shall we say that there's some slightly edgy content here?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I think the thumbnails are too busy for one. You don't need all these emojis and things going on in your thumbnail, man. I keep trying to tell you all, just keep the thumbnail simple. You don't need to overcomplicate the thumbnail, because when you put too much into them, then it's hard to figure out what's going on. Especially again, since most people are watching from a mobile device, you don't want to clutter up their little display with their seeing things. So you don't want to clutter that up. So you don't need all these emojis in your thumbnail. You can take all that stuff out of there. But I don't know. I think it looked like he pivoted. It looked like he pivoting from fitness to more societal content type content. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I guess.
It's almost like the shorts are fitness related, and then the long form content is more I should say dating site gallivanting. let's describe it like that. Dan, Alexei, do you want to add anything, or do you just want me to move on? Because we feel like we're treading on eggshells here.
I mean, we have a channel like this in our vidIQ Max community.
Okay.
Of someone who's doing Omegle stuff. It's less about dating; it's more about trolling the person in the Max community. I mean, but there's a niche for this content. I think that if you want to be a fitness channel, yeah, like mixing Omegle and fitness just won't work long term, right? But hey, I know a channel in this niche. They have 3.6 million subscribers. They have 17 videos on the channel, so it's not like you don't even need to have a massive library of content. It's just that the content that you output needs to be like hilarious. And yeah, it is like the 3.6 channel I'm talking about. It's on another level. No, like Viper said, no emojis in the thumbnails, nothing, just crazy faces, like 2 faces left and right, Omegle at the top. But the one thumbnail will have like a ski mask, which looks super scary and edited, like, you know. So it's, yeah, I'm not sure if the emojis are the thing that will, the fire emojis that will propel you to more views. It's more the content that matters in this niche.
Have you seen that rapper? There's an Omegle rapper. Like they basically get into random calls and ask the people, like, you know, give me like a few words, and they basically make up a rap on the spot. I wish I could remember their name. They're huge, but yeah, that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Sleepy Dreepy, 500 subscribers. Well done on getting a community tab, which you are using. Good to see that. Regular updates when you're not posting content. This looks like a Pokemon card reveal channel, mostly shorts with some spiky views. Okay, like, why on earth did that only get 3 views? That's something about YouTube Shorts I still do not understand. Why did that one only get 8 views? But then you have other ones with 1,000 views, 850 views.
Yeah. Interesting. I kind of wonder.
It's a gaming channel. I guess it's kind of a gaming channel.
It's gaming adjacent. I mean, it's a card game.
Yeah, gaming adjacent. All right, I'll give them that.
I'm kind of wondering, yeah, as well. Like some of their shorts have over 1,000 views, and then at a certain point, they all got, like, none of them could get 1,000 views. You know, some of them not even close. So it's kind of interesting. I wonder if they did anything differently in these later ones than the ones that got 1,000 views. I don't know. It's how long have they been doing shorts now?
There might be some copyright music here. So,
the TikTok logo.
Oh, what's that? What is this here? I spy TikTok on YouTube.
YouTube doesn't want you to keep the watermark in your shorts, and they have tools evidently that look for that. So download your TikToks so there's no logo, no watermark.
It's on all of them. It's on all of them.
Yeah, I think you might. Yeah. I think that might help you.
I'm thinking, like, what's the end game here? Because with all the copyrighted music in the shorts, like that's a question I have. Do you qualify for a creator fund if you have copyrighted music?
According to YouTube, I've asked them. They said no.
Right. So there you have it. Right. I think that the niche itself, like Pokemon cards, revealing them, that's definitely a thing. And like it's possible to get really good views in this niche if you milk this element of surprise and, hey, what am I going to pull next? Oh, this card. Oh, this. Yeah. Oh, I didn't expect it. Right. It's definitely, like, it can work for sure. But these shorts, which you're now super like doubling down on with copyright music, with the TikTok logo, I feel like this audit is definitely benefiting you, because we are pointing things out that will hurt your channel and your prospects of getting into monetization, etc. So I'm actually glad we stumbled upon this channel. So we helped out here, like, for real. Yeah. TikTok, ditch it. A TikTok logo, copyrighted music, ditch it. And think about how you can maybe develop a consistent format along your for your long forms. They didn't perform. Maybe that's why you stopped. But there's definitely potential in these videos, because I kind of like looked into this niche before, and yeah, the views are juicy.
Usually, when you are a channel revealing cards, rare items, and stuff, you want to experience the creator's reaction and emotion to that, don't you? But if you just add music, you're taking all of that personal reaction away from the content. I just want to watch this one. Okay, so we are seeing his face and revealing there, but there's still the music in there.
You can mute it, you know.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I guess I could, because they're not narrating, are they?
No. Yeah. A couple of things here. This looks like it was made in the YouTube Shorts player now, because there's no TikTok logo and they're using YouTube's font. I recognize that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good spot.
Copyright music-wise, Alexi, they could be doing that from YouTube's own player, which would be allowed.
Yeah.
But if it's from TikTok and they download it straight up, there's a chance that the license didn't carry over. You know, like some songs are licensed on TikTok that aren't licensed on YouTube. I don't like this new perspective in terms of like if I was scrolling by on a short. Oh, that's the old perspective, isn't it? You clicked on an older one. Yeah, I think the new one's better because you can't even really see the card. Now you can. I think one thing they should do too is show themselves tearing the pack open. I think there's something satisfying about seeing these cards being opened in front of you rather than them being disappeared off camera and then they come in. It's kind of suspicious, right? Like, what if you got a pack that was bad, so you just pulled from your collection to make it look better? You know what I mean? Like, and the time that the card pack is gone is time that people could be spending looking at something else. So like you leave that blank space in of you pulling the cards, and it's better to just rip the package open and then cut to card.
The videos don't seem to be performing that well on TikTok either. The relatively low number of views, which is surprising. I just assume that anything you post on TikTok gets at least
same. I kind of expected that I'm gonna eat my words because maybe they are massive on TikTok and it just doesn't work on shorts.
Yeah, so it looks as actually if they have more traction on YouTube Shorts as opposed to TikTok right now. So make sure that you are catering the content to this platform as opposed to TikTok, unless you think it's easier to do it from TikTok to YouTube because you can get better music, but then you hit the problem of copyright music on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, let's delve into the random ball select. So another time, we got 252. We seem to have had a lot of channels in the 200 here. Hang on.
Yeah, the random number picker is.
We already covered this channel.
So that shows you how random our ball picker can be, that it just has picked a channel.
Oh, didn't we pre-select that one?
Yep.
64. All right, let's try again. 64. Johnny B. They describe themselves as an automotive channel.
Quick tip for everyone looking for more audits in general, gaming or otherwise. We do this every single week, so do be sure to go back to older streams as well.
So 15,000 subscribers nearly for this channel. I feel as if I'm getting a bit of deja vu, but I think we have audited one specific car specialty channels before.
I think we audited this channel in the past, actually.
I'm getting vibes of seeing Nissan 350Z and this red car before.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
What I'm hoping is that we audited them when they were getting like 200 views per video. But no, it looks as if they've been doing fairly well on this channel for a long period of time. Thousands, occasionally tens of thousands of views on their content, which is excellent to see. I'm just trying to find.
Actually, the last time we audited the channel, I think we were looking at a video about an accident that occurred with their car.
Oh yeah, and then we were talking about how you can't really depend on getting in an accident all the time.
Yep. You're gonna base the channel on more accidents. So I guess what we're going to talk about here, like why this channel is doing well, it's because they've got fantastic shots of the car and text that's very readable when they decide. Sorry, text that's very readable when they decide to use that text, and it's sometimes referring to like for sale, or there's an icon of a gearbox, or there's an arrow pointed to something of interest. I think those are all good fundamentals for the channel.
And here we go again with the emojis in the thumbnail. I would almost rather you actually have a picture of you doing that face in the thumbnail if that's what you want to do, instead of using an emoji. Because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, but in my opinion, when you all start using emojis in thumbnails like this, it just makes it look a little generic and inauthentic. But that's me.
I'm trying to think like a channel like this. What's the seating here? The audience must be super passionate about this particular car.
Yeah.
But when a creator like this comes to you, in a one-on-one setting, for example, and they're looking to grow this channel to 100K, like what can you recommend to a creator, to a channel that is so focused? Yeah, I feel like this is where target audience conversation needs to happen. Like I'm not sure. I feel like they are squeezing the last piece of drop out of the content. That's kind of my perspective here. Like, how far can you go? Rob, can you like maybe look up any other channel that is focusing on the Nissan 350?
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe like the top dog in this niche, and they're already crushing it.
So yeah, they've appeared there. You would assume that all of these other channels, being generally larger channels, are just covering this car once and then moving on, while this creator is sticking to it. And as you say, Alexei, they're consistently ranking near the top.
Yeah, perhaps they've built like an authority around this topic, and yeah. Also, kind of helps that we've clicked on this channel before doing the YouTube search, so that also plays a role probably. But yeah, this is one of those channels where, to be honest, like if you think about the next thing, yeah, comparison to other cars is.
Okay, that's when they were finding their feet on YouTube, and they decided to do it.
And by the way, look, 5 years ago, still doing the emoji stuff. So 5 years in, and I mean, I'm not against emojis in the thumbnails, but yeah, I agree with Viper that if you're already kind of featuring yourself in the video, you can show your expression as opposed to like the thinking face.
A good example there of a title which is really targeting a specific audience is it kind of creates a almost like a knowledge gap. Like, I'm a student, can I seriously afford and then drive one of these cars? But you've got me intrigued. Is it possible to drive one of these cars as a student?
If I didn't see the views, I wouldn't have expected 281,000 views on a title like this. I would have thought it's like their last attempt at just finding something to talk about the car. But hey, here I am looking at 250,000 views. So
intriguing thumbnail, like sports car or high-end performance car. School, like I can drive this to school. Interesting idea. So it feels like we're struggling a bit here. It feels like we're kind of saying, creator, you've done a fantastic job. You have become one of the leaders in this topic. The problem might be that the topic has a certain audience ceiling of 5,000 to 10,000 viewers per video, unless you have occasional stuff that breaks out. I wonder if maybe they should do some research on Jake Thomas's titling strategies and maybe consider making some videos based on his title, modeling successful titles from other genres into some of this content. Refresh the ideas a little bit.
It's hard to imagine where you go with content like this after a certain period of time, and they probably already are, but I'd be hanging out in the online communities that are like fans of these particular cars that you drive, and that'll always help you generate ideas. But it seems like they've covered this car front to back, and now is kind of like, okay, but so what's going to be next? I hate to say it, but I feel like the next move is like a new car, adding a car to the collection or trading one of your cars. Which is not an easy thing to do, but it's hard to advise from here, because we kind of feel like, as somebody who's covering this car, you've kind of hit like the top of your game. And we could be wrong, but it's really hard to imagine where you go.
That's incredible.
I feel like there might be a format here somewhere, but it's a dangerous one. Like, you're street racing people in your car, and people are not watching the channel for the car, but for the racing aspect of it. Maybe there's like an underground Need for Speed Underground type of community somewhere, and you're part of that. And illegal street racing. What are we talking about here? Building a channel like that. So
I got arrested. I got arrested again.
Yeah.
Well, let's not start advising stuff like that, Dan.
Yeah, let's not do that. But
no, that's the consequence for doing street racing. Alexi's advising street racing, and I'm giving the consequence. You yelling at me.
Let's bring the live stream to a close there, shall we? Viper's gone. Thanks.
Viper has a podcast. Viper hosts the Tube Talk podcast and must now go host that.
So thank you for Viper's attendance this week. Alexei, it's been a pleasure having you on for your annual visits for live streams. It really is appreciated. We hope you enjoyed the conversations that we've had. And yeah, just let us know once again what your day job here is vidIQ and why they should speak to you more often in a different part of our community playground.
Yeah, my day job is to support creators on their journey to... I don't want to say monetization because creators have different goals in the vidIQ Max community. But, I'm a teacher for the Max students. I'm their buddy when they need a little bit of help, feedback on a video, on a thumbnail, on a channel, on their analytics. It's not just me. It's Travis and Jeffrey too. We have also Tish, who runs her own accountability group in Max in Discord. Plus, we have you guys coming in, on Fridays, impromptu, doing stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like I think we pitched Max enough today. I mean, people should just know that Max is not just for people over a particular threshold. Like you can be a 100 subscriber creator and still get a lot of value from Max, right? But yeah, I think like right now, looking at where the value is, it's kind of like it's two things. It's either the recordings that you're like super eager to watch because there's some insider stuff there that you wouldn't normally get elsewhere, or you would have to search for it like for days to even think of that stuff that's being covered there. And we're covering stuff like how to make money as a small channel if you're not monetized. We had a guest come on and tell us about some programs where, yeah, literally anyone can do it as long as you're in the US or Canada, can be accepted into a specific program and start making money with the videos, thinking outside the box. So it's cool when people share these strategies with you in these private settings. But at the same time, also this other aspect of the Max community is just the Discord server, and there's so much going on there. Like imagine you're working on a thumbnail and you have like 2-3 options. You can post it there and people will give you feedback. And over time, your thumbnail evolves and you show another version and people give feedback again, like another revision. You're getting revisions, infinite revisions for free, basically, from the community. So you can get value from Max in different ways. I'm there to support you guys, and Travis and Jeffrey as well as Tish. Tish is doing an amazing job with the administration part of the Max stuff. So yeah, if you feel like you just want to take your YouTube journey just a little bit more seriously, because when you invest in yourself, obviously now you are kind of making a commitment to upload videos. Like what's the point of joining Max if you're not going to make any videos in the next month, right? But people who come in, they try new stuff. We had people who like start a new channel, their gaming channel, now they're a vlogging channel. They even move, like they're comfortable moving abroad and trying new things. So it's kind of cool to experience like how people grow with Max. And, they come in with certain ideas, but then over time they just change and start teaching other people. Like, that's awesome to see. Like, we had people who started Max back in December last year, and now they're like, Max experts is what we call them, right? Because they're just so valuable for the community. So, check out Max if you dig it.
If that doesn't persuade you to check out vidIQ Max, then I will have to do some dancing next week. Dan, pleasure and appreciate your time as always. You have 15 seconds to pitch what's happening tomorrow.
Video reviews tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Yeah. We're going to look at your videos instead of your channels.
Dan was under 15 seconds. Let's see you then.